everybody, it's Holly from Urban Homesteader, and today I'm with my friend and partner in crime,
Carey.
My friend Carey. Carey and I haven't known each other all that long, but it turns out we have lots of mutual friends, and it also turns out that we have many things of interest in common. So
That gets us in trouble.
a little bit, but all in good fun.
Oh,
And that's like
absolutely.
breaking laws or anything.
No.
We're just being silly girls. So Carrie's got a ton of chickens. She's also got a couple donkeys, some cats, a couple dogs, horses, bays, and a goose.
Uh-huh.
Peacocks. That's right, the peacocks. Okay. So anyway, so Carrie and I have a little bit of a history when it comes to these hobbies that we so much enjoy. Today we're kind of getting into bee season. We had a little bit of a snafu with our bees. We've ordered bees. I ordered some bees for the both of us. And you know how like when you order chicks and they say they're going to be arriving this day. And then you kind of just wait for the phone call. Bees are much of the same. So we had a date. Then they emailed me back and said, it's getting pushed back. So now I think in 9 days, we're expecting our bees. Fine with us because there's still not any food for the bees.
But we're ready.
That's why we're in the kitchen. And not just any kitchen. We're in Carrie's she shed kitchen. And this is a kitchen that is fancier than the one in my house. It's pretty great. So this is a pretty slick setup. Yeah, as you should. So she's got full kitchen facilities here, and that's why we're doing it where we are. But she does a ton of canning, which you did some canning today. And she just finds recipes and cans that day. It's amazing and kind of blows my mind of how you operate. My background in canning is I get to cut the vegetables once in a while for salsa. Yeah. So I hope in the future you and I can get together.
Oh, absolutely.
You can teach me some canning.
Absolutely.
Stuff. Okay. Well, I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
Today, however, we're going to make some sugar cakes for our bees. And the reason that we're doing that is because the bees are arriving soon, as I had just mentioned. But it's still kind of blah around here. It's spring, and the temps are around 55, I think, today when I came out here. And that's fine when the bees get here, but there's no food for them. And like the dandelions are pretty much their first source of food. So without the dandelions around, we need to keep them alive, basically. So Carrie found a recipe, shocking, for some sugar cakes that we are going to be putting in the hives when we get them. And we should probably disclose that this is not our first attempt at the sugar cakes. The first attempt was not great. It was like the same recipe, but our dilution of water. True. Our dilution of water was a little off. We had way too much water. So we're going to show you guys how we're going to do this time around. And this is honestly really, really simple. In fact, we made a batch of this just to be sure, and they turned out wonderful. So we're going to show you guys how we're going to do this again for you, because we needed to make more anyway. We have more hives.
Yep.
Okay, so sugar cakes for the bees. What are we going to do?
We take 7.5 ounces of water,
which is a little
less than a cup. Well,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we take 5 pounds of sugar, and we'll just pour it in there. And I forgot the spoon.
Yep.
You want to?
Oh, we'll talk about the lecithin. Carrie can't say that word, but I can. So the deal with the lecithin is it was kind of part of a different recipe, but we're going to throw it in here anyway, because here's why. It took a lot of effort to find the lecithin, and I will be sure that we are going to use it because I am determined to use the crazy amount of lecithin that we have. So the recipe calls for
an eighth of a teaspoon. So was a lot.
I had to buy a pound of it. So I have determined that you and I are going to be making sugar cakes for the rest of our lives.
Or we could go into business by making the sugar cakes for other bee people.
I like that idea because then we could sell it and then we can help with the expenses of all of the crap that we bought so far for our other hobbies.
True.
But we love what we do.
Yep.
Okay. And this is just like an extra vitamin for the bees. So we're going to give them a little boost of energy and, there we go. Oh, this stuff.
I'll do spearmint today.
Okay.
Then we need spearmint essential oils. So you need a few drops.
Carey had called me or text, whatever you did. You messaged me and said, hey, my recipe calls for essential oils for the sugar cakes. And I was like, we're buying essential oils for the bees. Fine. Okay. It's not the craziest thing that we've ever done.
No.
What'd you do, 6?
I did 6.
Ooh. Yeah, well, about 6. That's why I don't look. Who needs to measure things? So these items were, you bought these online, the essential oils.
I did.
I bought the lecithin. It was honestly hard. I was Googling it, like, where do you find it? And I could find it online at Target and Walmart, I think. And I checked those stores where I live locally, and they didn't have them on the shelf. It was all online only. And at that time, it was the first recipe we were going to make it, and we needed it by, like the next day. So Carey said, why don't you try a couple of the, like, natural food stores? So I called our local food co-op, and they had it on the shelf, and I was really excited that they had it. So I just didn't even ask about the size of the canister. But at that point, didn't really care. I was happy that they were able to sell it to me and be done.
Well, and who knows? Maybe they didn't have a smaller size.
Yeah, but I mean, noted. If you want to make these sugar cakes, please ask the size of the containers of the lecithin if you should choose to put that into your recipe. Okay, so this is, I mean, seriously, that's it. You mix it, and now we're going to dump it into some containers.
We decided to do some aluminum pans because we figured it'd probably be easier once we take it out to the hive just to
dump it in or dump it over.
Yeah.
And we'll show you guys what the finished product looks like.
You do that.
Hey, I could even lick the spoon.
There's enough side effects.
Sorry, that's for humans.
No. Just checking.
I was thinking about that too on my way over here. Like, what a life of a bee if you got to sit around and eat sugar cakes all day. However, the lifespan of a bee is not long and prosperous. So,
today.
So we're just going to kind of make this as even as we can. Oh, you got to have a worse better.
What?
And then you're just going to simply spread it around and flatten it out in the pan.
Yep. See what it is at?
I don't think so. I'm pretty good.
Oh, you could always spread it with just
It's great. Then it's like licking the feeders.
Yeah, but that spearmint essential oil.
Yeah, did we even know that? So we were using spearmint and lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
And it smells delish. I was telling Carey the first time we made these, I'm like, I totally get why the bees are attracted to this. Like, I want to dive in.
Yeah, right? Okay.
And then how long did it take for this to harden up? Do you know?
Like 24 hours if that.
Okay.
And it wasn't really, and it doesn't get real hard.
It's soft, but hard. We were giggling about that earlier because we know that sounds ridiculous, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Where's check?
I don't know. I mean, people hold one up.
Oh,
you can see it just kind of flattens out and dries out.
Yeah.
But it's like it'll crack.
Huh? Hopefully the bees like it.
Pliable, but edible.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. That's what we're doing. We're doing sugar cakes, and gosh, when we get the bees in 9 short days, we will be showing you guys how we put the bees in the hives and all that jazz. And of course, this will be a part of it. So this is just kind of the first step. We're getting as much done as we possibly can. And now we're going to fast forward to part 2 of this video. We're going to put our hives together. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Holly and Carey once again, part 2 of our day of chaos.
Yeah. Getting ready for the bees.
Right.
Part is done.
So all of our equipment was stored in her barn, and we had to go through it all to kind of organize it and pick out the frames that we wanted. The bees are coming soon, so we just want to get everything ready to roll. Those patties that we made earlier, those are going to be put in here, and we'll get to that when the bees arrive. I just wanted to show you what all is involved with building of a hive from the beginning. You don't need as many things early on. We wait until the bees have made more comb and honey and all that before you add on to it. But for now, Carey, do you want to help me just go through all the pieces and parts that are needed we're going to start from the bottom up.
Okay. I don't know the real technical terms, but that's the bottom and this is the upper bottom. We've
decided that that's what we call it.
Yeah.
So I know it's called a bottom board, but that's like there's two pieces.
Yeah, there's the frame that it sits on to keep it up off the ground. And then this is what the frames or the boxes will be sitting on. And we have this one up on a couple of pallets.
Yeah, we ran out of space.
Grass. The rest of those are on a concrete pad. So
yeah, that's just lucky. Like she has this setup over here, like it's so perfect. I just love everything about this place. So yeah, there's concrete under here, so we don't need these pallets, but it's just kind of to help us balance it out a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, and then we're going to be putting some.
You need a brooder box.
Right, a brooder box. Start something we got up, and so these. I'm going to pull out a frame to show you guys. So these frames, here's one. This is a pretty unused frame.
Right. Oh, here.
So they will have a lot more work to do on this one because there's not much honeycomb, not much comb built up on these. But they are busy little bees, and they will clean these off. I mean, we don't have to go through and like scrape anything off, or I mean, we can if we want to, but I want to leave as much on the frame as possible so that the bees don't have so much work to do and they can just do their thing.
Start making honey. Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna do a two deeps.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do the queen excluder. So when the bees come with the queen, and she's in a clip, and she's gonna go in this bottom box. We'll put her in between one of those frames. And this is called a queen excluder. I could clean this up, and maybe we'll do this another day. Not today. So the queen is kind of stuck down here. Her job is to kick out some pheromones so that the worker bees know that that's their queen and that this is where they live. But this keeps her in this bottom box, and it prevents her from going up into the upper boxes. We don't want her doing that. We want her down here doing her business. Okay? Yep. Then we're going to throw another box of frames up here. It's always important to line everything up nicely. Of course, these are going to get moved around a little bit once the bees arrive. Just for spacing, we don't want extra things getting in here. We want to be as secure as we possibly can. We're going to try something new. The next thing on our pile, this is actually a feeder tray. We're going to use it a little bit differently. We're going to put that sugar cake right on top of these frames so that when the bees get here, they'll have their food. Because remember, I said it's cold. There's no flowers for at least a month, probably 2.
Well, and the buds on the trees, they're just,
they're not there yet.
No.
So we got to make sure that these bees are fed and able to live and survive. So we're going to put that cake right here, and then we're going to kind of just give them a little extra room. So we're just going to stack this on here. This is kind of unusual, but it is what it is. We're going to just use it this way. And then this is just our top board, kind of a security measure. We'll put a rock or some weight on this so critters, or if these were at my house, bears. But I will tell you a little secret. There is no chance bears are getting in here. There are horses. How many horses are out here?
Well, there's 3 in here.
So there's that.
Yeah,
but there's like layers of fencing. So very, very unlikely. You've had bees. How long have you been keeping bees?
Maybe 10 years.
Never had any bears. You've always kept them in here, right? Never had any bears. So thank you, Chief.
I know. And we do have bears around here. We do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you've seen them in your yard.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I'm so lucky to get to know Carey and have her allow me to keep my equipment here.
Oh, sure.
Just, oh my gosh, all the things that she has saved me with. One last thing that we forgot. This is called a queen. No, this is not the queen excluder.
No, that is the I call it
Entrance reducer.
entrance reducer.
What do you call it?
Just the gate, the runway gate. I don't know.
Gateway to their house.
Oh.
So it's an entrance reducer, and you can see that there's, maybe you can or maybe you can't, there's different sizes of holes. In the beginning of spring when they arrive, we want to give them either no entrance or the smallest entrance. And that's basically because they don't have enough guard bees in their colony yet. So the worker bee, I mean, they just don't have enough bees there to all do their jobs. So the guard bees, since there's so few of them, this gives them a little less work to do because they only have to guard a small spot versus a wide open spot. So for other bees to come in and do some stealing and all that stuff that bees can do. So who's this?
This is Luna.
Luna.
Don't get too close. She got sprayed by a skunk.
Great. Fantastic.
Normally I'd pick her up and...
She's not getting any love today. Hi, Luna. Welcome to the channel. Anyway, so that kind of wraps it up. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what happens in the very beginning. Once we get the bees, that'll be a totally different video. It should be fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. I love it.
Okay.
The very first time I put bees in there, and a good friend of mine, Maria, is the one that taught me and helped me how to do this. I squished a bee and I thought I was going to cry.
Right. Because it happens.
So sad.
It happens. I mean, they're not all going to be in these boxes. I mean, they're flying around a little bit. And it happens when you're putting the hive back together, the whole thing back together. Yeah, I mean, it just happens.
I know, but I was so sad.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, oh, sorry.
Just make more. Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for watching. This is concluding part 2 of the escapades of today. We will be back. Make sure you like and share and subscribe and do all that stuff. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.